Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to wait for a minute or so just to allow more people to join. Okay, as it's 32 minutes past now, I'm going to get started. So today's webinar is all about planning your day in Ayoa. And we'll be looking at a few different ways in which you can do that. So we'll be looking at how you can mind map to help decide how you're going to plan your day and how you can use the built-in templates for that. But they're going to show you how you can make a task board based on that mind map. We'll also have a look at my planner as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new mind map. So for this example, I'm going to use a speed map. Now, what I'm going to do today, I usually start with a blank mind map, but today I'm going to show you one of the templates that we have. So as part of the subscription service, you also get a load of really useful templates to choose from. So if I click on choose a template, you can see that here I've got lots of different options to choose from. In fact, there's even a built-in option here called My Day Plan. So I'm going to click on this. And this is going to open a mind map for me. So you can see the great thing about this is, you don't have to start from scratch. And if you're new to mind mapping, the templates are really going to help you get in the hang of things because it shows you already how you can use a mind map to break down your day. So here we've got parent branches which split up that initial central idea into four, basic parts. So we've got morning, afternoon, evening, and misc. Then from each of these parent ideas, so when you think parent idea, think chapters in your book, think of dividers. It's a way of taking one big question and breaking it down into manageable chunks. And the child branches do that even further. So we've got, morning, and then we've got priority, got tasks, and then the child branches of those are add priority plan and add tasks. So you can see already how this could help you, think about what you need to get done and how you're going to prioritize those different tasks. Now, if you wanted to add your own branch, perhaps there's something else you want to add in here. For example, let's say we want to think about lunch. Just drag and drop that green arrow. And just drop that branch in there. You can see how quickly it is just to add a second, your multiple branches, that you can customize this really simple plan to suit you. And you can then change and add branches to these sections we've already created. So for example, you want to add, what your priority task is that morning. Let's say this is Monday morning. We'll make this a personal mind map. So if it's less about work, this might be a week off. This might be you planning ahead. So food shop. Right, list. Place order. For any of you doing online shopping, you could use a branch to add your order number. And it's, really simplistic example of how you can organize that. Then afternoon, it might be a creative project that you're working on that you want to focus on. So it could be your own personal blog. What do you want to achieve here? So it could be a first draft. It could be research. And you can see that rather than trying to write it in a list where you're having to, add messy notes around it and try and work out the order, you can very easily move things around. So for example, I can drag that up here and change the order. So now we've got research first instead of draft. I can drag and drop branches in between existing branches as well. If I want to add branches quickly, I can use shortcuts. So for example, if I use tab, that adds a child branch. And already, I'm starting to get an idea of how I might plan my day. So just to show you how you'd add a branch again, just drag and drop. If I wanted to make this more interesting, I can add images. So it might be something that I'm more likely to use. And to do that, show that again, click on the branch, click on this little formatting paintbrush here, and that opens up your formatting panel. So in here, you can customize the styles of your branches. You can change the colors if you want. And in here, you can also add an image. So if I click search, if I don't have a huge amount of time, this just searches a royalty-free website. So I can add an image really quickly. And I can play around with all these different options, decide, how I want to display that image. You can do exactly the same in the central idea. So if I click the paintbrush here, I even have additional options. So we've got these built-in stickers. I can just make that mind map, a lot more creative feeling. So it's a lot more invigorating to use. So in MISC, you can add extra features as well. Already you see this mind map's grown quite a lot. Now, usually I answer questions at the end, but I can see a question that's come up, which may help you plan as well. So you've got an option to export your mind maps. And one way you can do that is actually export them as a Word document. So if you're looking to export this as more like a written document, if you go to export and click Word document, this takes your mind map and exports it as an outline rather than just a mind map. And I'm just going to open this for you. Just an example, so you can see that I've got the central idea as that main title, and then my parent branches are, you know, number one headings. And as the branches go further down the hierarchy, they become smaller. You could also export this as a PDF or a PNG as well. So if you wanted to print this out and stick it on your fridge, you know, perhaps, you know, if you wanted to make a weekly mind map instead, you know, you could export it as a PDF and print it out, stick it on your fridge or in your office, just to be reminded, you know, what your plan is. I'll just give you an example of what that looks like. So now you can print that, you can send it off, do whatever you want with it. So the mind map is great at working out what you need to do. Now, if you want to add a bit more structure, say you want to start, you know, adding due dates, scheduling things, what you can also do in Ayoa is create task boards. So I'm just going to go, you know, back to this main homepage, and we're going to create a new task board. So I'm going to click Canvas. Just going to call it Daily Plan and create my new task board. So I'm going to create this in what's called the Canvas view. This allows you to organize your task in fun, colorful bubbles. And if you like mind mapping, if you really like, you know, colorful post-it notes and keeping things bright and stimulating, then this is a view that you'll, you know, really connect with. So I'm using the web app right now. And the reason I personally love to use this app is because I can have multiple tabs open and I can flick between my mind maps and my task boards really easily. And this really helps me when, you know, I'm going from that initial sort of planning, ideation stage when I'm making my mind maps to when I'm actually structuring my task boards. So what I'm going to do now is create categories, and I'm even going to follow the way that that mind map was set up. So I'm going to drag and drop to create my first category. Morning. Afternoon. Evening. Yeah, and the way that I'm approaching this is really simple. You know, it's really simple, but you could, you know, make this more detailed, more complex, you know, something that, you know, suits your schedule better. So now that I've got all these categories set up, I can start sending tasks over. So, you know, we've already got, you know, things in here which are things that need to be done. So, for example, you know, here we've talked about, you know, blog update, send first draft. So what we can decide to do is, okay, I want to get that done. I want to schedule that. You can send it to your task board. So if you click on it, then click on this tick here. This allows you to create a task. If you click on the three-dot menu, you can choose exactly what task board you want to send this to. So I'm going to send it to that task board we've just created. I can even choose exactly what category I want to add it to. So I'm going to add it into the afternoon. Then I just click Add Task. Now you can see there's a tick there. And if I just switch the tab, I can see I now have a task in here. So you might ask, well, why would I want to, you know, create a task based on that branch I've already created? Well, the reason for that is once you are in the task board, you've got lots more options to help you, you know, stay on top of this task and track it. So for example, I can set a start date, you know, so I can set this up for tomorrow. I can choose, you know, exactly what time I want to have this done by. I can be really exact. So I can see, before even clicking on the task, if I close that, I've already can see the time I've allocated to this task, by the minute. I've assigned myself to it. So I'll get reminders, of when this task is due to start and when it's due to end. I can keep up to date with how far along it is. I can let myself know and, keep on track of it. If I've got multiple tasks, I can decide, what's urgent and what isn't. And there are lots of other handy little things which will help me keep on top of, my daily task. So I can add attachments. So for example, in this example, I've used, writing a blog, writing a personal blog and writing a first draft. You could attach copies of that draft here. So you've got them all in one place. You can leave comments where, you write updates about it. In previous webinars, I've shown how you can use comments to communicate with other people, but because the comments are dated, they're also a great way to journal progress and updates you've made. So, and this is also a great time to show you how to edit if you write something incorrectly. So if you hover over, click the pencil, just correct your spelling and save. You can also separate your daily to-do list into a checklist. For this, I might want research, images, check sources, just bits and pieces which will help me get this done. So the Ayoa is cloud-based, so everything you create in Ayoa is stored on our secure servers. We use Amazon, which is incredibly secure. We've got more information on our website on how we keep your information secure. But the great thing about that is it means whatever device you're on. So if you maybe start writing this on, your laptop, then you're away from the office, you can log into Ayoa on the app on your phone, and you'll be able to access exactly the same document and your task boards and your mind map from wherever you are. So once again, just to show you how you'd be able to send a task from the mind map you've already created, just click on the task, click on this little tick icon, and because we know exactly where we want to put it, click on this 3-dot menu so you can choose exactly what task board you want to send this to. So I'm going to put in the morning and add task. So if I click on this, this actually opens the task while I'm still in the mind map, which means that I can make updates on this before I even switch over to that task board. Just makes everything a lot quicker for me. And if I switch over to my tab now, I can see that I've already got this task added and it's already applied the changes I made when I was still in that mind map. So as this task board grows, you might decide that you want to just filter and check and concentrate on what your urgent tasks are. So down here we have a filter. And I can use this to filter by importance. and when your tasks are due to start. So there's lots of flexibility there. Now, alternatively, for those of you who maybe are already using Ayoa, you might have lots of task boards that you're already working on, and you're not quite sure, how you organize that from day to day. So we've got an additional feature, which you may find really useful, and that's called My Planner. So My Planner is a way of organizing the tasks that you're working on across multiple different task boards. And you can access this just by clicking up here. So this is your own workspace. So for those of you who are working in a team, it doesn't matter whether you're the account holder or whether you're a member of the team, no one else will be able to see how you organize this workspace. So it's separated into now, next, and soon, so you can work out your priority. We've got a handy little feature here where you can just quickly organize your task by due date, so you can see straight away at the top what tasks are overdue and will need your attention. And from here, I could even decide, well, actually, this isn't overdue. I can move this over here. What I would recommend is keeping the minimum in your now column, and as you tick things off, start dragging them over in here. So there are two ways that you can add tasks to My Planner. If you click on Unplanned Tasks, this shows you every single task that you're assigned to across all your different task boards. And you can then drag and drop the ones you want to concentrate on that particular day. For example, this is the task we made earlier. You'd place the order. We can drag and drop that. We could decide, yeah, that's my priority. I want to concentrate on this, so I'm going to put it in now. So you've got multiple different options there. You can set up your own task board for your daily plan, or if you like to work across multiple task boards and you want to manage how you're approaching each of those task boards, you can access all of that in My Planner. So I'm just going to go back to the mind map for a moment and to show you, how you can concentrate on each particular branch. So for example, if you just wanted to concentrate on your morning tasks, you've got two options. If you use autofocus, you can click that and it collapses all of your branches, which means that when you click on each branch, we'll slowly open that up for you, and you can concentrate on one task at a time. Or alternatively, you can collapse each branch manually. So I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to zoom in a bit. This icon here, if I click that, it collapses the branch. So I could go around and collapse different branches that at that point I don't want to concentrate on. So I could just keep MISC and the morning open, so I can concentrate on those particular branches until I'm ready to move on. If you want to plan further ahead, or you want to look at your upcoming tasks, we've also got an option called My Calendar. So if you go to My Menu, this option is available right here. And here I can easily track what tasks I've got overdue. So the ones over here. And I can quickly reassign them, move them back my calendar, and organize my week a lot better. Okay, so those are a couple of examples of how you might approach organizing your day in Ayoa. So what I'm going to do now is open up the floor to allow people to ask questions. If you've got any questions about how you want to organize your day, any features that you want to go through, please add that to the Q&A. So I'm just going to let you know about other ways to find out more about Ayoa. So we have a huge range of support guides available on support.ayoa.com. That covers all the various platforms, including iOS, Android, as well as the web app. On YouTube, we've got a selection of different videos, including recordings of previous webinars. These webinars vary from our Getting Started webinar to more focused webinars such as Mind Map View and Radial View. And then if you ever have an additional question that you can't quite find the answer to, you can email us at support@ayoa.com. So in our next webinars will be it will be September, the beginning of the new academic year. So our webinar next week will be about teaching and learning with Ayoa, and this will be led by my colleague Ross, who has delivered a number of our DSA webinars in the past. And that will be followed the next week with Getting Started, which gives an overall view of mind mapping and using task boards in Ayoa. Okay, so while I'm waiting for additional questions, I'm just going to show you the template view just again. So this is available here, and there are so many different options to choose from. So this option is called Work Week Plan. So if you wanted to plan further ahead, there's even a mind map ready for you there. I really recommend you exploring those different templates if you are new to mind mapping, as they're really going to help spark your imagination and help you understand different ways you could format your mind map. It's another example of how you might set up that plan. And then you could do exactly the same thing. So set up your task board where your categories, instead of morning, afternoon, they could be days of the week instead. And you can see here how easy it is just to decide, actually, I'm going to completely change the way I organize things without affecting your tasks. Okay, well, I hope this session was useful for you. As I've mentioned, we've got a load of resources to help you learn more about Ayoa. And if there are any questions that come to you after this session, please don't hesitate to contact our team at support@ayoa.com. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.